Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Tower of Doom stream, week 12, day 7, the end of the week of the second cycle of Doom. So that means the very next Doom we'll be getting after this in about a month should be bringing in a new cycle of Doom weapons, because there's a pretty good chance they will not be repeating the current two that they've been doing. So we'll see exactly what that's been. But yeah, it's almost been a whole year of Dooms now. It ended up coming in as a November feature. I believe it was mid-November or so last year. But anyways, other than that, we will be going over all the stuff for next week. So let's go bring it up real quick. Quite a few things happening this week. Gems of War related and otherwise related to Infinity Plus 2, which is the game company that makes this game. But also Puzzle Quest, but we'll be going over that in a moment. But, oh yeah, I don't have the Switch on. Oh, well, I don't really need to show that right now. Actually, I might as well show it right now. We're showing everything. I might as well make mention of it, because it's a pretty noteworthy thing that's happening this week. 1 second, I'll go bring it up. Oh, get the Joy-Cons out. Oy. Apparently I hit the home button already. It's already turning on. That works. Nintendo eShop. Go. Oh, I already have it pre-downloaded too. But anyways, so next week, we of course have a raid event week. Is going to be throughout all of next week. This will be bringing in a relatively decent raid troop, as you can see right here. This will end up converting all greens to Doom Skulls. There's already something that does this, Mirage Queen. However, this does it underneath different colors. And that's going to be pretty potent for raids, since you'll be able to get a bunch of free skull spam. The only real big downside to this ability is that if you want to use this just to poke the raid boss, but you do not have good alignment on the board, you might take a lot of damage, unnecessary damage to yourself. So you got to be a little bit careful with that. But for the most part, should end up being pretty solid. Decent amount of damage into a gigantic skull spam. Can definitely backfire, but more often than not, should be pretty nice. Other than that, it does have immune to a lot of decent things like stun, devour, stuff like that. All the standard immunities that a dwarf normally has. And yeah, it's going to be okay. Nothing really like too over the top. But it will definitely have synergy because it's within the kingdom of Drakzoom. And Drakzoom has things like Glaceon, Bloodhammer. These are like really high risk, high reward kind of options. And it's basically going to go down the route of either extremely quick win or accidentally backfiring to kill yourself. So it's definitely not the best raid option we've ever had. But if you end up getting a proper board for it, it's going to be extremely strong. The only problem is when the board is not set up favorably for it, it could definitely backfire. Also, this is throwing me off that it's not centered right now. Hold up. Can I like nudge this over? Hold up. This is bothering me so much right now that this thing... Why is it not clicking the thing I wanted to click? Is this the one I think it is? Let's see. This one. I need this to like move over some. Why is it not moving over? There. No, that's still not centered. It will drive me crazy. It's still not centered. It does not want to center itself for whatever reason. But anyways. It might not be that noticeable, but it's ever so slightly off center. But anyways, the glory troop that we're getting this week is this ultra rare. You'll be able to stock up on brown, yellow trait stones. It halves the enemy's armor and life, and then creates 9 to 13 blue gems. This is going to be extremely inconsistent with the amount of blues that it spawns. However, that is a ridiculously large amount of blues, so even though it's a little bit inconsistent, it's still a hefty amount. And having armor and life could potentially be really good. The biggest issue with this is what would you really synergize it with? Trying to think of like blues that could potentially be good with that. But yeah, instead of just having a full armor tier, just half and half, this will obviously be pretty good against content that has much higher stats in you, or specifically stuff that is gaining a buff that will need to be mitigated down. This kind of reminds me a little bit of how... well, maybe not exactly. I was going to say like Bone Dragon. There's some one other troop. Can't think of its name right now that actually does damage to both armor and life. That's also very similar to. Except the fact that this is exactly half could make it really good against high level content. This thing can infinitely upscale. So if you're up against something that has like 800 armor, 800 life, well, it just did 800 damage with your ability on a ultra rare that only has 13 mana cost. Plus it gets the mana generate, so it still has extra turn chance. Has Stone Link, which feeds into itself. Has Stone Skin. It has a lot of potential. It obviously won't really be used for things like PvP, Guild Wars, stuff like that. All those kind of situations you're probably never going to use it for. But early game to mid game high level delves and raids and invasions, you know, similar game modes like that, could have a lot of potential, since anything that upscales it will actually be relatively good in if you can end up putting a blue into the team that also works well with it, or possibly even feedback into it. Of course, its first cast is going to be its only really effective cast. Every cast beyond that becomes half as much effective, and just keeps having a extreme diminishing return as far as its value. But yeah, it's a decent troop. I don't feel like it's gonna take meta for anything as far as upscaling, but it's an interesting option to say the least. It's gonna be useful to some degree, unlike some troops that come out loud are like essentially never useful. But yeah, definitely one to consider getting max. Doesn't gain any specific benefit from the magic or anything. But of course, if you're going to be using it with 50% reduction, you might be using it in some like first or second slot as a partial tank. And other than that, we have ourselves a weapon that has a bunch of bonus. It's just simply the standard double-double weapon, this time specifically for Drakzoom. Obviously, they'll be adding it for pretty much everything within the game over time, and this one is specifically for Drakzoom allies. And ends up creating blue and brown. This is decent, since brown feeds both into Glaceon and into Bloodhammer. And brown and blue both feed into the new converting troop that just came out. It might seem a little bit weird since it's just kind of exactly like, what's it called? Exactly like Mirage Queen, but it could have some potential, because a brown-blue troop like that, this red-yellow doesn't have any conflict with it, and you can just simply feed both Glaceon plus the new troop that they just added, and then have Glaceon feed even more blues into it and just kind of cycle around with it. So, should be an okay weapon. Not going to be anything too over the top, just because Drakzoom is a pretty underwhelming kingdom for the most part. You can use some brown scrolls on Drakzoom if you want to. Out of every single thing that brown scrolls can currently upgrade, Drakzoom is basically the best option. The Drakzoom Kingdom, either that or Urskea, but I'm pretty sure most people use Glaceon Bloodhammer combo more than they use Urskea teams. So, yeah, it's worth considering upgrading that Kingdom. So if you get the brown scrolls earlier, I think you can upgrade it to like 12 or 13. I'm not sure how far it can go. I'm not sure if I will be. I might just wait out for a Kingdom, but something to consider. Anyways, that's all of the troops that are coming in next week. Next Wednesday, we'll be getting a new pet. It's completely cosmetic. You can see it underneath the little pet thing. It's like some kind of, what even was it? It was like a little pirate thingy for like Talk Like a Pirate Day. But it's fully cosmetic. It's for Blackhawk, so it's not really going to be doing anything relevant. Other than that, Friday we will be getting a new hero class. That new hero class is going to be a Stormheim hero class. A hero class specifically for, why did I say Stormheim? I meant a Suncrest hero class. It's going to have Perpetual Yellow Storm. It's going to have the Storm Tree, which is that one that has explosions, and Brown Storm. It's going to be an okay hero class. Nothing excessively good, but the fact that it's used with the Yellow Storm could make it similar to that of Sunspear, the one that has Perpetual Red Storm. I personally feel like Bard is overall going to be better than this hero class, but we'll see exactly how it pans out. But yeah, Bard is probably the way to go. However, if you're using an extra turn spam kind of team, it might be better to go down the route of the new Suncrest hero class that's coming out this Friday. And other than that, there is one other pretty big thing that I've been mentioning some so far this week, but I did want to mention it again, and that is, if it ever open, or if I would get it to the right location. Oh, why is the screen all black? Stop doing that. Stop doing that. I hate when it does that. Respond TV screen. Seriously, why does it keep going in and out? Like every few seconds I try to move. What is it doing? 1 second. Technical difficulties. Why is it being so weird? Coming soon. Down to that. But we have this. Puzzle Quests HD Remake. All ready to go. Coming out this 19th. I might as well play the trailer. Let's see. Is it copyright? I don't even remember what the trailer even was. Let's see. How's the audio going to be on it? Probably be fine. But I should probably mute the other audio real quick. I don't think I ever did bother playing the trailer. Time to get copyrighted. Also, I just realized it's not even all the way over. That. But yes, Puzzle Quest's HD remake, The Legend Returns. It's bringing in 100 new quests, has all the old DLC. It's coming out on Nintendo Switch exclusive, oddly enough. I have no clue why it's a Nintendo Switch exclusive, but it is. And yeah, we'll be playing that this Thursday. It's made by the same developers as Gems of War. So yeah, they're releasing the HD remake of it. It's probably the best game they ever made that isn't Gems of War. So definitely worth considering if you own a Switch. If you don't own a Switch, you can still play the original on Steam. It's like $10 on Steam right now. You can go get it literally right now. Those ones are not available. The HD remake isn't available till the 19th, and it's only available on Switch. So yeah, we'll be streaming that this Thursday, and probably for about a week or a few weeks afterwards. They're adding 5 new hero classes, so that's theoretically 5 full playthroughs that we could technically go do. Though I'm pretty sure some of them will be somewhat irrelevant. But yeah, it has all the old content, has a bunch of new content, 5 new hero classes, 100 new quests, and a bunch of new items, and 5 new... I already said 5 new classes. But anyways, yeah, that's coming out on the 19th, and we will definitely be streaming it. And that's the other big thing. It's made by the same company that made Gems of War. It's the best game that they made aside from Gems of War as well. And it finally got HD remake, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, in other news, let's go do Tower of Doom some. Actually, I'm not even sure we need to go do Tower of Doom right now. Like, I kind of want to, in the sake of just doing it for fun. But in another sense, we actually don't need any more rewards, because there's quite literally no way we could possibly get to the last tier. But there we go. We got a blue and a purple. That's actually really good, too. Really nice final 2 orbs there. Exactly 2 that we need. But I don't think we'll be able to get stage 12 yet. If anyone's still interested in joining the guild, do let me know. We still do have half a guild, so it has been still slightly difficult. Still trying to get fully recruited there. But if you can do around 1 million gold or so per week, and you can participate in raids, invasions, all the normal guild-related events, we'll have half a guild left. And could definitely use it, so we can actually start completing events again. But anyways, in other news, yeah, I guess we'll go through Tower of Doom just once. Might as well go through one more floor. I'll probably just use the extra stats for it, though. Let's see if we could find it in our guild. Load, chat, load. So hello, everyone. Hello, William. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Original. Hello, Corn. Hello, Polly. Hello, Clarence. Hello, Jan. Hello, Adrian. Hello, Birdleaf. Hello, Wow. Hello, Mats. Hello, Haley. And hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome. Okay, what's the room we need? We're on 34, right? We need ourselves a 5, and then we can move forward and go from there. Because we're going to be skipping over the haste because it's probably not going to be worth it. And we'll go through 50% extra stats since we're just doing some of them right now anyways, and not all of them. Even if we did every other battle and even if everyone else in the guild did, I think we're still going to be slightly short. We need an average. If we only have 15 people, we need an average of everyone doing 50. And I think there's only 2 people even close to that. One other person and me. And that's about it. I think there might have been one other person that actually passed me. So 2 other people and ourselves. So that didn't really go too far. But the rest of the average is pretty high, like above average. But the problem is it's still not enough, since most people didn't bother going closer to 50. Let's see. I'll take Brown for now. Keep getting our barrier up. Actually, this is the deepest I've ever bothered going into Tower of Doom as well. Normally because we wouldn't have any need to go this deep. Unless your guild was to try to go for a leaderboard or something. Or if you didn't have all the rewards, that's the only time you would ever need to go this deep into Tower of Doom. Yeah, Puzzle Quest's remake looks really, really nice. A lot of good HD remakes this year. The other one I'm pretty hyped for is Warcraft 3. Those are like the 2 biggest ones I've been hyped for this year. Warcraft 3's remake, HD remake, and Puzzle Quest 1's HD remake. The original Puzzle Quest. It's the best single-player game they've ever made. Since Gems of War is technically not single-player, it is and it isn't. What ended up happening to the guild? Half the guild ended up going and making their own guild because they wanted to start from scratch. And then after that happened, a few more people from the guild ended up leaving because our guild wasn't full. And we got as low as like 9 people at one point. Now we're back up to 15, but obviously we still need to get all the way back up to 30. Hasn't been too big a deal. We've lost a little bit of resources from it, but it hasn't been like anything too bad. And if nothing else, we finally got to rebuild the guild essentially from scratch. We'll take that over. I know, that's the biggest issue with the thing. I honestly do not know why the Puzzle Quest 1 remake is only on Switch. But it is. It was probably something with the publisher where they wanted it as a Switch exclusive or something. I honestly don't know the reasoning behind it. I really hope Nintendo advertised it to some degree, though. They didn't when Gems of War came out, but I really hope they do for Puzzle Quest. There's a good chance they might not. However, the original Puzzle Quest did release on DS. Like, this isn't the first time this game has been on a Nintendo console. Because it was on the DS back in ages ago. Like 2008, 2009. Oh, music is still off. Whoops. Yeah, I forgot to turn it back on, didn't I? There we go, now it's back on. I completely forgot to do that. Also, let me go minimize that. We don't need that anymore. Oh, I forgot to bring up the other thing, too. That's not that big a deal, but let me go bring it up real quick. Just so notifications actually work. Sometimes I forget some streams and then they never do anything. There we go. And pop that out, put that in the corner. Okay, anyways. Where were we? Go to Tower of Doom now. Also, let me move this over just so it's not blocking as much. There we go. Okay. Convert. Do we have it? No. Let's go grab a yellow for now. Convert doesn't seem that worth it, but we need to do something with our turn. There we go. And tearing it into Catcher seems like the way to go. Take a red just so it gains slightly more stats. That better not die off a death mark. Good. And we won. But yeah, I think this is where we end out Dooms for now. Got to floor 35. There isn't going to be enough sigils between us and everyone else to get there for now. But oh well. At least we got the 35, which I believe is the furthest we've gone through ever in Tower of Doom. We still got most of the rewards, just not that major orb and 20 gems of saving. And I don't think that 6 Dooms are really going to matter, and obviously 6,000 gold means nothing. But, oh well, one less major orb, basically. Not that big a deal. Go grab our tributes. 10 gems. That seems to be about the average these days, is sticking on that 10 gems there. I'm gonna go take this pet before I forget. It only has 9 minutes left. Oh no. I definitely need to go grab it right now. Hey, that reminds me, there's some kind of speedrunning thing. It's actually been around for almost like a year now, of like people keeping track of the quickest pets. I think I might try getting like a world record for it real quick because it would be kind of fun. Since we, the only problem with it is you don't get to test it too often because of pet battles only being once per hour. I think the quickest team, or the quickest right now, has been in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I think my average is normally around 4 or so. But I might as well go time it real quick. I'm just going to use standard key team. Probably team's better for this, but for now we'll just go use standard key and just see what this comes out to for now. I'm also not using optimal hero class, which will make it quite a bit slower. I don't know, I guess we could go switch to an optimal hero class just to see. That would of course be using Thief for this. We'll get slightly less EXP, but it does work a little bit better. Where's Thief? We'll just go see how it goes. I don't think I need to change anything else. Let me just make sure Thief is set correctly for this. Kind of. Most of these things aren't really going to do anything. Almost all of these aren't, other than the fact that we need it for that extra damage. Okay, 5 gold every turn, that would actually help. Dagger thing also helps. Random Death Mark or Hunter's Mark helps. 7% kill helps. I guess technically Poison. I don't think Poison slows down the timer. Pretty sure it doesn't. Let's go with that. Backup I technically don't need, but none of these I really need. Alright, let's go with that. I mainly just need it for its final talent and its half mana start. Or like the two biggest things that we're using Thief for. Watch ran with this. I'll go test it real quick. I think it was the time from when you actually click this into the end. Also, we'd need to use controller for it to make it go like absolutely as quick. But we'll do it without controller for now. I just kind of want to see again where it kind of times out to. Like, I know it's around about 4 minutes or so. But the time to beat right now is JZG actually has the highest time. I'm pretty sure he's not currently here. I think he normally uses this in the morning streams. But quickest time is around 3 minutes 30 seconds for a pet battle cycle. Not sure what team he used for. It probably wasn't Key Team, I'm pretty sure. He isn't the absolute quickest. I just use it because you also get gold while you do it. And you can also level any hero class. Even though currently we're using Thief just because it goes quicker. We'll see how it goes with Thief. If I had to guess, it's going to complete out at around 4 minutes 15 seconds. If I had to guess a time. Especially since we're not using controller, which saves like 15 seconds if not more. Borderlands 3. I never personally got into the series, but yeah. Seemed like it was a pretty big release. I know when Warcraft 3 comes out, I'll be playing it like crazy. Mostly for its custom maps. I'll play the normal gameplay as well. I'm definitely not the greatest at the normal gameplay. I'm like average at best for that. I haven't even played the normal gameplay of it, or even just Warcraft 3 in general for quite a few years now. I played it a lot in the past though. Even more than Gems of War's total game time I have in it. Well, so far so good on speed. Yeah, we're running the pet rescue real quick. Figured we time it. I'm pretty sure this isn't going to get world record, but I just want to see where it times out using T. I'm also not using controller right now, which wastes like 15 seconds or so. I am using Thief hero class though, which saves us like anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute compared to other hero classes. Normally I use other hero classes. They're slower, but you gain free class XP. The only problem is since we're doing no switch, it becomes slower as soon as we reach. Oh, where's our move? As soon as we reach 7 and 8, it goes slower. This team. The only real big issue with it. Alright, let him do his thing. End your turn already. Hopefully that's still one shot. Can you please end your turn? There you go. That's one of the reasons why we're using Thief as well. So we could try to extra turn spam the last slot. Doesn't look like we'll be able to get it this time. Really bad extra turn luck or lack thereof. Okay, hopefully that's enough damage. Yeah, we're definitely not world recording with this, gosh. We'd have to win in 30 seconds. It's very unlikely. I forgot to take green. Use that fur. It looks like it's going to be exactly what I said, though. I predicted it would take 4 minutes, 15 seconds. And that's probably where it's landing. I much prefer doing the switch version of it, though. Where you switch between multiple teams. Also, controller saves a lot of time because you wouldn't ever misclick like that. Again, I just did it. Fail. There we go. That'd be funny if we do exactly what I predicted. I said right before we started this it would take 4 minutes and 15 seconds with this setup. I know because I've done it so many times. Of course, it could vary slightly, but that's like where it averages out to. Oh no! It's gonna be slightly over. Not by much though. That means we went slow. There we go. Hey, when was the timer? At the end of, I'm not sure when we're supposed to stop the timer. I'm not sure if it's when we actually kill it or when the battle screen ends. I forget. But regardless, yeah. 4 minutes, 27 seconds. That seems about right. A little bit slower than normal, though. Yeah, that's that. Oh, it's the end of last kill. So as soon as you get the kill, the time ends. Okay, so that's more like 4 minutes, 22 seconds then. About what I said it would be. But yeah, it's not the quickest thing for pet battles. There's two reasons why I use Key Team for pets. One is you can use class XP to gain class XP on anything. And the other reason is you gain a bunch of gold. Every single battle, you're reaching max capacity of gold. So it's a loot per... the loot that you get from doing it is actually more, even though it takes you like 30 seconds to a minute longer doing it with Key Team. Obviously, if we're trying to speedrun it to win as quickly as possible, we'd want to use something different. But I just wanted to see where it would kind of fall. And yeah, still falls at where we would expect it to fall. About 4 minutes, 15 seconds, give or take a little bit. Okay, well, let's go use this. Oh yeah, you shouldn't ever expect to get under 4 minutes with Key Team. It's not meant to get under 4 minutes. The whole point of it is to farm gold and to farm class XP. Which is why I normally use it. But if you're trying to do it as quickly as possible, you would not use Key Team. I was just curious where it would fall. Not even sure what the most optimal team would be for. If the only thing you wanted to do is use one team the entire time and you don't care about getting class XP. I don't think it would be Truffle, just because it takes too long to get rolling. It's probably something with a Leprechaun. I'm almost guarantee whatever team is used for that uses either a Leprechaun or some kind of weird Elspeth setup. The Elspeth setup doesn't work as good for the later ones. I think it would be more fun trying to route what the absolute most optimal is. Yeah, the other problem with it too is it could just come down to luck. Like a team could vary within like a whole minute worth of time depending on how lucky you get with boards. But with enough attempts, you could just get an ultra lucky run, regardless of what team you run with it. Oh, you used Doomskull spam. Interesting. That comes down to a lot of luck on alignment. I've never been too huge a fan of Raph, but it can get some really quick kills. Because if it's 2 explosion per skull, and then you just skull spam infinitely with it. He's always been a big fan of the Raph plus Skyla combo. Oh, we just got a what? Okay, I'll take it. 6 Vault Keys. Let's go hand out a code. I wasn't expecting to get a Vault Key this stream. Of course, it is still a Gnome event after all. But yeah, we actually got a Vault Key. Just randomly doing daily challenges. I'll take it. Or adventure board, I mean. Well, let's go hand out a code as soon as we finish these. That was an excessively lucky Vault Key. Which is good, because we're only up to 6 Vault Keys this weekend. Pretty unlucky overall, but better than 0. Oh, do you want to drop us a Vault Key too? 2 Vault Keys within like 5 battles? Back-to-back gnomes? Let's see. There we go. Nice triple skull. Nope, useless drop. At least we got 1 Vault Key. Okay, let's go handle the code. I believe it was this one. Let me make sure this one works. Yep, wrong invite code. Please go to the right one. Nope, we already used that one. How about this one? That one we didn't use. Here you guys go. Use it on gemsofwar.com, reach the game code section, or simply click that link. Your invite code is found underneath your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over there. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Copy paste the random numbers and letters. And it gives the same reward as always: 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And it only works on PC mobile version. Enjoy, everyone. There you guys go. Okay, next order of business. Well, since we're doing dailies right now, might as well go head over to dungeons. And then I guess we'll go do some delves. One interesting thing that we are starting to do now is I'm starting to finally do, what's it called? I'm starting to finally do, what is the kingdom called? Warrens. I'm starting to do Warrens to 500 completion, slowly over time. And the main reason I'm doing this is because of, the pet for the kingdom It is going to be required in the nearish future for Pan's Veil, and I just kind of want to get it out of the way now, and that's why we're doing it. It does leave us without a farming faction. However, we might start messing with level 500 farmings, just kind of get used to it in case they finally do a patch that makes 500s viable. I don't think 500s will ever be more viable than level 20, because how ridiculously quick level 20s are. But hopefully it'll do some kind of loot buff to it eventually. Yeah, Raph plus Skyla combo has been a pretty large combo ever since they've existed. You don't normally see me using it because it's really high risk, high reward. But you can win battles within like 15 seconds with it. It is really strong once it gets going. The problem is it takes a little bit before it gets rolling. But once it does, it just auto wins. It's not an exact infinite loop, but it wins pretty quick. Like, it gets started quicker than Truffles normally. It's just not as consistent as a loop, but it still loops. Kind of like how Divinish Ball Aquilin is. Like, it's not an indefinite loop, but once it gets going, you're probably dead. And of all the things it does, the Raph team actually does it quicker than pretty much anything else. The Raph Skyla combo. The biggest issue with it is it's extremely skull dependent, and if you get a bunch of boards in a row with no skulls, it goes a bit slower. Okay, and that key will double kill. Doesn't matter that we die. Oh wait, yeah, never mind. It doesn't matter that we die. For a second I thought we were in Delves because we were using Key Team, and I normally use Key Team for Warrens. But never mind, we're not in Delves right now. Similar, we're in Dungeons. Also, don't forget to go throw 50 gems on the Sunday little packy thingy here. With the 2 gem keys, the 80 diamonds, all that. It's only worth doing on Sundays, but on Sundays it is extremely worth doing. It's highly advised to do so. Okay, let me go double check the vaults. Yeah, we got 6. Just like I mentioned earlier, we started with 59, we're currently at 65. Definitely one of our weaker weekends so far, but still bulky nonetheless. But yeah, we got the new pet on Wednesday, fully cosmetic for Blackhawk, and we got a new hero class on Friday that brings in Perpetual Yellowstorm for Suncrest. That's pretty much our week. Oh, and on Thursday, of course, we have Puzzle Quest 1 being released, and I'll be streaming that like crazy. But that's the game plan. Let's go do some Warrens now. So, do we have Cedric here? 2 rooms that could have been, and neither are. So I guess we'll just go run a quick team. What are we currently running? Oh yeah, we ended up switching to a weird version of Gob Truffle. We can't use Forest Troll with it though, unfortunately, but it still kind of works. I never did switch over to Titan, did I? I should. We don't get classy XP for it, but it works so much better than this hero class. Biggest issue, we don't have barrier. Okay, now we just double spam this and be good to go. Oh, hold up. I forgot. I need to wait till they double cast. Gotta specifically wait it out until he casts twice. You can cast now. There we go. Stop getting turns. Stop not using your thing. Come on. Then we can catch us you. There you go. And now he's dead. Oh. Okay, good. He didn't go for it. No, he got barrier, though. Luckily, we can just actually turn spam it, and it won't matter. There we go. And now he's dead. And now we're in correct order. Now we can just run the rest of the delve in correct order. See if top left is 1.3, otherwise we go downwards. Nope. Yep, okay. I can tell just by the icon, too, which one it is. Because we saw that Submerge Legendary, which we know is a 1.5. Wow, the Spore is horrible. And so you need Titan for half mana to start on that. Also feels weird not having enchant. I am just so used to having enchant in delves now. Because of all the Tuesday event and the Friday things. Like whenever I'm moving to a higher level delve, I'm just so used to already having it by default. Oh, I should have tried hitting that, because now it's going to drain my biggest one. Yep. Alright, we'll throw this down. Should actually grab those browns, because now we don't have Mountain Crusher to use here. Try for Sky Blue. Didn't get it. He gets it, though. Fail. Now let's get the Mountain. And we just use that Storm to hopefully win. Oh, I can't use that Mountain now, though, because it's webbed. Fishing, gnome grinds? Did I say fishing instead of finishing? That's funny. Fixed it. I have no clue why I said fishing. I guess my mind thought I typed the first part of the word, and then I just finished typing in the word as fishing. There we go, it says finishing now. Whoops. That's funny. Yes, we're fishing the rest of the gnome event. We actually did get a Volky earlier. Handed out a code already for a couple minutes ago. Right now, we're just trying to get deeper into Warrens. We're going to be doing that over the next few weeks. And then on next Warrens event, which is in 2.5 Tuesdays. 3 Tuesdays from now. Not this Tuesday, not the other Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. Will be a Warrens event. And we'll be doing Pure Faction on it. We need to do something about that Submerge. The easiest way is probably to poke him. Yep, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, take that, poke him, go from there. So we'll throw this at him. It is surprisingly not enough to kill. But that is. Every playthrough after that, you basically don't even touch fishing unless you need the ingredients for a dish. But no, Fire Emblem has very minimal fishing after your first playthrough. Though we'll be fishing a lot when what's it called comes out. Wow, what's it called? Almost just called it Harvest Moon, though they're pretty similar or somewhat similar. Words function. When Animal Crossing comes out. Animal Crossing has a lot of fishing in it. Because you have to get a bunch of different species. Also, with the new crafting system, they might be needed for various dishes or for various crafting material. What would be the ideal horde level if one is pushing for 500? Normally 100 is enough, though 150 or 200 are also nice to have. It really just comes down to what you have to use and what you and what your base stats are. Because our base stats are relatively high, so we can get away with, and we have an infinite selection of troops, so we can just go and use the most optimal thing for everything. So a level 100 horde is perfectly fine. We're currently running a level 200 horde right now. Just make this decently easier. And that's just because this was a farming faction for a while for us. So I got it to 200. So most elves lately I've been getting to 200. All the newer ones. Yeah, speaking about fishing, though, one interesting grind that Puzzle Quest has that can actually take a little while is trying to craft weapons. The minigame for crafting weapons in Puzzle Quest is very, very difficult when you're trying to get some of the late game weapons. Like early on, it's really easy, like to get some of the basic weapons. But if you want to try crafting some of the best weapons and most overpowered things in the entire game, it can be extremely hard to actually end up doing. Just because the puzzle minigame that they give, you can sometimes just get such a horrible board that it's impossible to win. Quite literally impossible. It means you gotta give it a lot of attempts. The game is definitely not required, or you don't need to get those kind of weapons to be able to complete the game, but they're definitely fun to have. Oh, sorry, I forget if it has difficulty settings. If it does, we are going to put on the highest difficulty possible when we do Puzzle Quest again. I still haven't found a changelog anywhere for the game, though. It'd be really convenient if they made one. Not sure where it would even be posted if they did. Pretty sure they're not even allowed to like post it on the forums either. Someone else did, but I don't think they were allowed to on their own forums, on the Gems of War forums, because it's a different publisher. Infinity Plus, or well, Infinity Plus 2 is the base company, like what they're the development team, but the publisher of Puzzle Quest is D3 or something, whereas the publisher of Gems of War is oh, what's it called? Is 505 Games. They're completely different publishers. Okay, take that one down. Same dev team, different publishers. Grab that down. Another hit. Actually, we already won. What am I doing? There we go. Yeah, we should be able to have the Warren's pet in about 3... I was gonna say 3 weeks. That should probably eat quicker than 3 weeks. We could do 3 per day. 1 week's 21. Yeah, so about 2 weeks. A little bit less than 2 weeks. Like a week and a half. We should have this done, assuming we do it every single day. And the reason it's kind of weird. The reason I want to get this faction maxed, even though we're going to be maxing it all over again, is mainly to be able to utilize the 2x loot that we keep getting. Which means we're getting more loot from this than we ever would normally be. Because the first time you go through the multipliers, it gives you 2x loots. However, you also get 2x loots if you keep moving forward on the Tuesday or weekend-long events. And for that reason, we're taking it to 500 twice. Once when we're doing it like this, and again when we do it for Pure Faction. Because if we only did it for Pure Faction, we'd only be able to utilize the 2x multipliers once. Whereas this time around, we'll be able to utilize it twice. Once when we go to 500 the first time, and then again when we do it all the way to 500 to Pure Faction during the event on 3 Tuesdays from now. What would you use in place of... oh, I never waited until our team moved back to normal, did I? Oh, never mind. I got moved by a different option. Or a different group. Oh, it was probably the Leviathan. I wasn't paying attention. Whoops. Not that big a deal, though. But what would you use in place of Ketris? Tina 9000 would be pretty decent. I was even thinking of planning on making a team entirely around that. I was using that at one point. I'm still not sure what we're using for our later Delve team option. Obviously, we will not be running this through the entirety of the Delve. Wouldn't be that good for that purpose. But for now, it gets it done. That should be enough damage just in case. Let's do it one more time, and he's dead. Hello, David! Welcome! Hello... excuse me. Hello, Captain, as well. Welcome. And 4 Arcane Light Trait Stones. Oh yeah, how many Arcane Lights do we have, by the way? We have like an infinite number of Arcane Lights. It is pretty hilarious. Hold up. What's our Arcane Light stack at right now? Something absurd. I know it's over 1,000. We have 1,325 Arcane Lights. We have more Arcane Lights than Celestials. That is pretty funny. Yeah, we have an absurd amount of Arcane Lights. This Delve gives 3 every single time when you're farming it on a daily basis, or 4 if you're moving forward on it. So it gives a lot of them. Alright, let's take the bottom path. Only way it would not be worth it is if the top half is 1.4, but I'm not going to bother checking. Not too big a deal if we go for absolute optimal multiplayer order. Also, we might make high on the leaderboard next Tuesday. Or not next Tuesday, but 3 Tuesdays from now. Most people probably aren't going to bother contesting this one. A lot of people did for the Darkstone one, because there was actually an immediate need to do so. However, there's no immediate need to do Warrens, so a lot less people will probably farm it. We need to wait till he moves us back to normal. And we just poke him a bunch. Oh, why am I taking Brown? Whoops. Luckily his move was also pointless. Alright, we're back to normal. Let's go hit the thing that's about to move us. And then we just Mountain Crusher into a bunch of Submerge, apparently. I did not have Dispel. Oh yeah, I forgot to switch to Titan. No! Actually, if anything, we should almost be switching to Warden. Just to counter out all these Submerges. We keep getting so many because both the first and final team can do it. Also, the tier 5 can do it on occasion. Alright, let's just Ketris that. Now I just need to take a Skull, or that works too. And dead. Yeah, I'll take the bottom path. Actually, I'll check it real quick. Yeah, it's not a 1.4, I didn't think so. Very unlikely that it ever would be, but you never know. Yeah, this Delve is still one of the more annoying ones in the game. Mainly because of its movement on first and final battle. Also because it can get every stats effect in the game, both positive and negative on you. So whatever the most annoying stats effects are, you will have to deal with them. There are currently things like Barrier, Reflect, Submerge, Death Mark, all those, or can be applied in this Delve. Making it probably the most annoying Delve to actually do at 500, among one of them. Maybe not the absolute most annoying, but it's pretty high up there. And we've never gotten to experience it yet. But we will be in 2 weeks from now. Twice. Because we're going to need to do the entirety of this all the way up to 500 in one single day. In the near future. Instead of spreading it across 2 weeks. But we'll have potion effects, so it won't be as bad. Because we'd already have experience doing it, since we're literally doing it now. We're working towards it, slowly. Hopefully that's enough skulls. Probably not, though. Nope. But that is. I might take that treasure room. I should probably take it last, but oh well. Not that good of a treasure room anyways. Got our free turn Skull, don't want him accidentally grabbing that. Yeah, something definitely needs to change with this team. I'm just not sure what. Because I kind of want to keep the hero tank. We could always just do one truffle and build a team around that. Instead of double truffle. Hello, Christy. Welcome. I also need to change this team to actually upscale. Oh, there is one thing that we can do, though, if we want to upscale it. Oddly enough, we can use exactly what we use for Tower of Doom. We can use Yasmin's Pride. Ooh, hero just died. But we can use Yasmin's Pride. Apothecary, Ketris. Actually, we didn't use Apothecary for the event. But we could do something along the lines of that. And it would work for the stove. And then we'd have Cleanse for all the negative stats effects. And Ketris doesn't care if they have Submerge. And Yasmin's Pride would make it so we never die like that. Also, we'd be using Titan, so we also wouldn't die. Also, I need to go switch to Titan so we stop dying as well. We would never die if we used Titan at first. Or at least it would be a lot less likely. Also, we could actually lose this stove if we're not careful at this point. Getting close to that point. That's enough to adjacent kill, right? Yes, it is. Hopefully that gives us the brown we need for Ketris. Almost feel like getting his mana up before we cast, but it should be fine without it. And it was Ketris kill. Should be enough damage just in case. Let's grab that. There we go. Okay, we got that one, that one. I guess we take this, top left, top right. And in the boss room. And then to remember to actually switch to Titan. Then we won't lose our hero. Or at least it'd be a lot harder too. Oh, that's bad if that's our only move. Well, Earth is just bored. Oh, there goes the shuffle. Just to be expected with how bad that board was. Okay, and then we double truffled a bunch of Ketrises. Okay, I'll take blue to brown for now. Grab the blue to hopefully sky brown. Nope, would have been extra turn if we did. Wait, does he have Fairy Fire on Skull? How did we just get Fairy Fired? Oh, I forgot. He has Fate Touch. I believe he's the only thing in the game that got Fate Touch. They like gave it to him randomly one day. Almost forgot about that. He Fairy Fires the whatever he touches with skulls. Which is a really weird thing to do, but it does. Because obviously skull damage does not really synergize well with Fairy Fire. But that is what he does. I think he's the only troop in the game that has it. They gave it to him several months ago or something. But he's a pretty relevant troop, so you never really see him around. He was actually the first new troop ever added to Gems of War. Fun fact. Like as far as the event troops are concerned. He was the very first troop ever available for Glory. That was specifically new. There was technically, I think, 2 other troops prior to that, but they were already troops that were in the drop table. It was the first one that was actually new that you could obtain through Glory, through a weekly event. So they used to be bi-weekly at that time, until they eventually became weekly events. Okay, what to take? Grab that for now. You make sure nothing dies here. Probably gonna hit for those Doom Skulls. I'm gonna get a skull regardless of what I do, so we'll just take that. Grab that down, throw the Ketris at him. And I always have to worry about Truffle, which is basically just a weaker version of, I mean not Truffle. Worry about Grapple Pot, which is basically just a weaker version of Truffle. Kind of funny. And because they're both this like the same troop now, but Truffle is exponentially better. There we go. And in the final room without our hero, so we definitely need to switch to Titan. So thank you, Toby, for your subscribe. Much appreciated. If anyone still has any other questions, let me know. Probably run through one more delve after this. And actually run it with Titan like it's supposed to be ran. Who knows? Maybe we switch to the Yasmin team soon. I'd probably wait till about 200 before I did. Or would do that. Oh, looks like we'll get to kill it before it gets to start doing its thing. Perfect. I'd even got an infinite loop there. It's pretty close. And it was kill. It was an infinite loop, but we got enough to get it killed. It doesn't infinite without Farce Troll. And there's our another 4 Arcane Lights. Also, we're not done getting Arcane Lights yet. We're still going to have like 1,500 Arcane Lights. Cedric? Nope, no Cedric. Let's take it out normally. Remember to switch to Titan. Okay, take the bottom path. Oh, I... Did not mean to double click. I meant to click once. Well, let's try it again without Titan. Fail. Not that big a deal. If nothing else, it's free class XP. Oh, that was a gigantic fail. It's because I double clicked instead of single clicking. And then instantly click the battle button because they're at the exact same location. I was literally saying that too as I clicked it. Just didn't mean to double click. Not that big a deal though. If nothing else, we get free class XP. It is slightly slower and slightly more dangerous without it. We shouldn't lose though. As long as we don't lose the delve, it should be fine. Oh, you just pulled in Furnace from your guild keys. Very nice. Congrats. That is very lucky. Okay, hopefully we can truffle kill him right here. And he's dead. Hello, Toby. You're new to the game? Well, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We've been playing since the game launched, so almost 5 years ago now at this point. 5-year anniversary of the game is in 2 weeks from now. Or 2 months from now, I meant to say. Like mid-October, I mean mid-November or so. Also, the HD remake of one of their other games is coming out this Thursday for Switch. The Puzzle Quest: The Legend Returns, which is normally just goes as Puzzle Quest 1 HD remake. I'll take blue there. Grab that. Grab the other one. Set the truffle down. Hopefully that's enough damage, should be, and then we just kill it. Oh, misclick. The struggle of not using controller. Not that big a deal though. It's just there's so many misclicks that can happen when you don't use it. Saving your 4K diamonds, yeah, that's generally the way to go. And just craft better mythics out of it. Save it for the best mythics in the game. Covered a couple of videos, some pretty recently, going over best mythics to craft. Iron Gut, Fair Shra, and Furnace are among some of the top few. What specifically you end up ultimately going for really just depends on what you need though. Or what piece of content you specifically want to do. Like if you're not really ever doing delves, then you probably don't need Iron Gut. Because he's mostly just only used for delves, despite being the absolute best delve option in the game. And Furnace is just a good go-to, does everything kind of troop. It's not the absolute best, but it's it covers so much ground and it makes for a really good damage source for early on in the game and into mid-game. The only thing it's best for is burn though. And that's why we need Titan. We'd have like 1 billion barriers by now. Now we're about to randomly die. To a skull, probably. Yep, we just randomly died to skull. Oh, he didn't go for it. Weird. We're somehow still alive on him. For now. Alright, we need to get Mountain Crusher and get super lucky. No, well, we did. Okay. Not enough to do catch us though. As long as he can't take skull, it doesn't really matter. Ah, he can take skull. No! Should have used Mountain. Okay, this is why we need Titan. After this, I definitely need to remember not to accidentally use Titan again. Or not use Titan, I mean. Because when we're set to something else, we don't have enough durability to have our first thought survive. Yeah, Iron Gut makes delves so much easier. You basically auto-win the second you own Iron Gut for delves. Wow, we just died on the 3rd room. Though it was the tier 5 room, which has higher stats, but still. What happens when we don't use Titan? Hello, Exos. Yeah, I've been doing pretty good. We might actually lose this delve, though. From accidentally not using Titan. It's such a large difference. Because we have essentially infinite HP if we just keep taking browns when we're using Titan. As long as they're only hitting us one instance of damage at a time. And not skull spamming us, which very few battles do. At least in the context of Delves. In PvP that happens a lot. Which is why you don't normally see me using Titan as much in PvP, even though it's still used for it. Because it's really bad against skull spam. Because barrier does almost nothing to skull spam. Because when they take multiple skulls at once, barrier only protects against one of those multiple skull hits, not all of them. I was gonna say, I was hoping we'd get a blue drop from there, and we did. Nice. Grab that, and he's dead. We just throw it directly at him. Don't even need to do anything else. Okay, do we cut down the middle? We have to go through the treasure room. Probably not. I think we actually save it for last then. Go around the sides. Oh, that bullet room might be a little bit annoying. I don't have an option for it with this team. You might end up getting a move on us. And if there's enough brown, which there probably will be since we spawn it, he's going to get a 50% chance for Devour. Which might kill us. It'll leave us with only one truffle. Would not be good. Because then that loses a lot of our looping capability. Not like this team can even really loop that well without a Forest Troll, but still. It can loop to some degree. Okay, that just ruined what I wanted to do on the board, but we grab that instead. Take this until he gets full mana. And then we're good to go and just start spamming truffles. Aw, he got to drain. That wasn't, at least it wasn't on one of our two truffles though. And now we should just be able to spam this, get his mana right back up, and win. Wow, no drops, no extra turns, no nothing. We'll go kill those three. We just have to deal with his last slot. Easiest way to do this at this point. I guess just get Ketris up directly. Or skull twice. Oh, oops, we're entangled, aren't we? Whoops. There we go. We got truffle. I guess we truffle into no skull, but we can do that. And there we go. Units can get souls fast. Valkyrie and Dragon Soul. One or the other works really, really well for that. You can also use Necromancy troops with it. If you currently do not have Dragon Soul, one of your best options is actually just to spam Arena as well. Arena gives you a lot of souls, especially if you eventually get the 500 gem soul boosting armor or the Death Knight armor, which is money only, but they both give 100% bonus for souls. But the Celestial armor you can get for free just from getting some gems from in-game resources or, you know, free things within the game. And then craft that. But yeah, Arena does give a lot of souls, and it does get boosted based on your armor, which is why I mentioned the armor. And it's one of the quicker rates when you don't have too many other options. But incorporating Valkyrie into your team or incorporating Dragon Soul into your team if you happen to have it, you're more likely to have Valkyrie sitting around, because that's only a rare, whereas Dragon Soul is a legendary. But incorporating your team around either of those two troops tends to work well. You don't ever put them into the same team, but using them in a team works well. And synergizing those with Necromancy troops can also help a lot. Necromancy troops give you 50% extra souls for the battle. What do we have here? Take that one. And they do stack with each other, so if you use two Necromancy troops, it's 100% extra souls for the battle. Okay, he has Stone Skin. I think we still take Skull on him, though. Make sure our first slot doesn't die, just in case. Okay, one more poke will do it. We can just throw an AoE off of the truffle. That'll hit all enemies. And by all enemies, I mean literally the only thing left. So Submerge still counters it even when there's only one. But I always still find weird. Because it checks what type of damage it is. It doesn't check how many units are left. So even though Submerge only protects when it hits all enemies, even if there's only one enemy left, it still protects the thing against things that should have hit all enemies. I always found kind of weird. You could use a different ability that theoretically, ultimately ends up hitting everything, but it doesn't end up blocking, or Submerge doesn't end up blocking it just because the type of damage it is isn't considered hitting everything. This is mostly things like Infernus, which is one of the reasons why Infernus is actually so good. Things like Infernus and other similar troops, like Aquaticus that just came in last week as well, It kind of bypasses Submerge because the type of damage it is it's hitting a random enemy and then hitting adjacents. It is not actually technically hitting all enemies, even though it ultimately ends up hitting all enemies. So Submerge doesn't actually block it. It seems weird, but it is how it interacts. Because we're not doing too bad for the fact that we're missing Hero right now. It is still. But I definitely need to remember, when I go and do this tomorrow, when we go do more delves, I need to not forget to switch to Titan. Because this is like the, what, 3rd battle in a row now where we lost our hero? Like more than half of them we've been losing it the last several. Because it's not tanky enough without the barrier to stay in first slot. Also, we're not even getting Classy XP for anymore too, since it's obviously not in our team anymore. Kinda died. Defeats the purpose of even using a different hero class for the Classy XP. If it keeps dying before we can even get any Classy XP for it. Oh, so he just got frozen. That's not good. Don't want to lose our turns. Oh, good. He immediately unfroze. So we can just go cast it for our free turn then. Perfect timing. Okay, I'm not going to hit that directly just so it doesn't cast. One less thing to deal with. Green, go into a blue or green. Got frozen again. Hopefully he cleanses quickly. Wow, he just loves to get cleansed. Perfect. What else we need? Ketris, where's your full mana? Let's take a brown. And that will almost wipe him. Only thing left is that annoying freeze death mark option. There we go. Okay, final battle. Okay, does anyone else have any other questions? Otherwise, I probably will be wrapping up for the night after this battle. Don't forget, the Vault event's still going on for several more hours, so if you do want to get some farming on it, on that, definitely a good time to do so. If you want to go do it off of challenges or just in general, farming Explore or PvP anywhere that gnomes are found. They're still around for about 6 more hours or so. Still want to get a little bit more grinding on. I probably will a little bit before I go to bed. But other than that, we'll be covering the event video for next week very soon. And next week we will have 3 new things. The pet on Wednesday, which is purely cosmetic for Blackhawk. The new hero on Friday, which is for Suncrest, and most noteworthy thing about it is as Perpetual Yellowstorm. And Thursday, while it's somewhat Gems of War related, the same company that made Gems of War is releasing the HD remake of Puzzle Quest. So we'll be obviously playing that on Thursday when it launches. Those are like the 3 biggest things that are happening this week. And the raid troop's kind of decent, but it's going to be high risk, high reward, so we'll see exactly how that pans out. It'll be fun to use. The only problem is it could easily fail. We'll see how it pans out. Currently getting the kingdoms done to get the forge unlocked. Oh yes, the requirement for getting Soul Forge is slightly different now. If you check the 4.5 changelog in the description, if you might have seen one of my past videos, it probably said it was just unlocking Blighted Lands, but I think you have to do 3 kingdoms now in order to unlock it. I'm not sure if it specifically states it anywhere in the game what those 3 are, and I completely forget what they are off the top of my head. I'm gonna bring up that changelog, I guess, real quick. Yeah, the requirement for unlocking it's slightly different. It is advised doing all the quest lines as soon as possible in the current state of the game, though, just to start unlocking everything. But the 3 that you specifically need for Soul Forge are... This was actually changed in the most recent patch. Soul Forge. You need to complete Groshnock, Darkstone, Blighted Lands, and Bright Forest. All of those are like in the bottom right area. They are Groshnock, Darkstone, Blighted Lands, and Bright Forest. They used to just be Blighted Lands. Now the 4 of those have to be completed. And here's the link for it if you want to know what unlocks what. Let me see. The other version of it that shows the full changelog is in description. But here's the one that specifically shows the unlocks for kingdoms. I never did cover a video on that. Probably should, because I don't have that memorized at all, what that new format is. But they changed that like a couple weeks ago with the most recent patch. What to grab here? Take a green. So they added the additional rewards. They made some of them harder to get, like Soulforge and stuff. But they made other rewards. They added rewards on top of it. So it's overall kind of better. I think one of the reasons why they kind of made it so it required more kingdoms was because people were unlocking some pieces of content before they really know how to do it. Like, for example, Soulforge. They'll unlock it and then, like, not really be in a position in the game where they know necessarily how to use it yet. Though even the current format, that could still happen, though. I think that was kind of the reasoning behind it. Oh, pet is active now. Ooh. Which pet? Ah, the llama! The long-necked llama. Or alpaca, whatever it's called. I guess we'll go do the pet real quick and time it. What team should we use for it? Let me go test the raft team real quick. I'm just curious. Let's go check the world record speed team for it. Oh wait, what was the team that was mentioned for it? Someone mentioned it earlier. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Raft, Doomed Glaive is Archer, Possessed King, and Skyla. Go give it a shot and see what happens. Let's give it a shot. So wait, why Archer? Trying to think why they use Archer. You obviously use Hunt. These three would be pointless. Oh, let me set up the team and then I'll figure that out. But yeah, let's go see what the team is. This really dependent on luck on if it goes really quick though. Raph. Doomed Glaive. Possessed King. And Skyla. With that Raph Skyla combo. Okay. Banner. Oh, I never did mention Banner. If I had to guess, it's probably double green something. We're not using red. What's the minus red banner? Do we really need purple though? Not really. Pretty sure it's just double green. What do we need purple for? Nothing. Like, the only thing we're ever casting is Doom Glaive or Raph. We'll do double green. Oh, we have a +2 green, +1, Wait, where is that hiding when I checked double red? Yeah, we can just do that. +2 green, -1, red. Or +2 green, +1 brown, -1 red. That works. Okay, what's the reasoning behind Archer now? Let me double check. I'm not exactly seeing why, unless they're letting the raft die. Yeah, what's the thing considered? I don't think we have a bonus for it. It's considered a pole arm. We do not have a single pole arm, I don't believe. Nope, none of that. Boost pole arm. Ankle first troop. Leaf storm. Green allies gain armor. Actually, yellow allies gain attack. It's probably better. In this context, 30% dodge is fine. And yeah, that's it, because there's no rogues on this team. I'm not sure exactly why they're using Archer, though. Trying to think of what might be quicker with it. You definitely need Hunter's Mark. Thief doesn't have enough options to make it quicker. I guess for the Green Storm, too, is why it's being used. Yeah, I guess Archer's fine, then. Alright, let's just test it. This was the quickest win that has ever been done on it. Not sure specifically what pet battle he ended up doing against, though. Also, we're not using controller, so it's going to be a little bit slower. Could try hooking up a controller real quick, though. Let me see. Let me go delink it from Switch. Let's see if I can get this working. It didn't want to work earlier when I was trying to link it up. But let me see if it wants to link up now. Let me go to Bluetooth stuff. Well, let's see if I can even disarm it first. Why is it not loading? Come on. There it is. Bluetooth and devices. See if I can get this rolling real quick. Okay, it did properly get unlinked earlier, so that's good. Let me go put this over here. Wait. No, I did not want you to immediately. Fine, I'll delink it this way. Hold up. Change grip order. Why don't you just pick up on this one, and that's it. Good. Okay, you do that. Now this one should be inactive. And now I can go use Bluetooth to go pick it up. Let's see. There it goes. Perfect. Picked up immediately. Okay. Go test this real quick. Here's the thingy thing for it. There we go. Okay. Should be working. Let's just test it real quick to make sure it is. Yep, it's working. Okay. Now let's see how quickly we can go, right? Let's see. Switch, right? I'm using a Joy-Con, yes. I'm using a Switch controller. You can use any controller. It doesn't have to be this controller. I just like it because it's small and it fits in the hand. It doesn't make as much noise. Okay. But yeah, literally any controller this game could pick up that has an A input would work. It doesn't have to be this controller, specifically. Okay, let's go test this team now. I don't think I need to change anything else. And let's just see exactly what it comes out to. The world record with this team, I'm not sure what battle they did it up against, though, because it kind of matters. But, it was around 3 minutes, 30 seconds or so. And I believe time ends on, the second that, we get the kill. Let's go see. Also, loading screens could kind of get us. So all we have to do is kind of just keep taking skulls, I guess. Just go crazy with skulls. I believe we could just ace spam this. Yeah, we can. Good. That's how we save time. No loading screen, though. Go, loading screen, go. No loading screen. The struggle of streaming this while doing this. What is this loading screen time? Seriously, what is this loading screen time? Well, we lost. We died to loading screen. What on earth was that loading screen? It was like a 30-second loading screen right there. Oh, that's definitely not world record then. I see how this team is quick though. I definitely see that. The struggle of streaming while trying to record this. Hey, what's this convert again? I completely forget. It's yellow to something though. That should work, yeah. It's yellow to skull and blue to brown. I remember what it is now. Wouldn't that be funny if this is still quicker even with that loading screen? Wait, what does this Doomglaive convert? I believe it was brown. Gosh, this board's so bad. Come on, this better board. Better board, go. Good enough. Dead. Yeah, if it wasn't for that loading screen, I think we could have actually gotten it. But we'll try it again in the future. Oh, how did that not kill? Oh, good. 25% reflect. I forgot he has that. I love that so much. Raph is a lot of fun to watch. Raph plus, well, just that triple combo in general. It's not one I personally use because it's really inconsistent for like PvP and stuff, but it's pretty fun just to see it all cascade like crazy. This is a really bad start. This board's horrible. Board is horrifically bad. I might just cast it just to get things rolling. Shouldn't be able to kill us. There we go, we won. Oh, almost won. Now we won. Well, if it wasn't for that loading screen, we would have gotten it. If it wasn't for that 30-second loading screen. Looks like we still get under 4 minutes even with that horrible loading screen, though. I'll try it again later. That just does seem like the way to go. You just need to get really lucky with it. And that's match. There we go. So is time when the victory screen shows, or is time when the thing actually dies? But regardless, it's like right under 4 minutes with a 30-second loading screen. If it wasn't for that loading screen, that would have been it. Well, we'll definitely try it again when we don't get a ridiculously absurdly long loading screen. For whatever reason. I have no clue why that happened. But we'll take it. There we go. Oh, it's right when the enemy dies? Okay. We've done other teams before that can do it in about under 4. It's even quicker if you do switching. But that team does seem pretty quick. It's the only real big issue with it is you have pure luck on if you get rolling quickly. But once you take your first score or two, it just auto wins. It's pretty funny. You have to be really quick at finding alignment though. The blue to brown, the yellow to skull, and the brown to doom skull. I'll try it again at some point. Obviously, we can only ever try it on the whenever we have a pet, which is not like excessively often, and at most is only once per hour. Yeah, they have a little leaderboard thing for it now, so we'll try seeing how far we can get. We could probably get close to like 3 minutes 20 seconds. Like that without that loading screen was already like 3 minutes 30 seconds. And with enough luck, you could probably get as low as 3 minutes with enough attempts with that specific team. Oh, how is the 3 houses things? End up going pretty well. Really difficult on Maddening without New Game Plus, that's for sure. We'll hopefully be streaming it again soon. Though the main priority as far as other games that we'll be streaming in the very near future is, of course, going to be Puzzle Quest High HD Remake. We're going to be streaming that a lot once it releases. We're probably going to be playing through... I'm not sure if we'll play through every single hero class, because at least some amount of them are going to be horrible. But we're probably going to do at least 3 of the game. One where we read all the dialogue more, but definitely at least twice. Yep, did the stream just die on me? Come back, stream. I need you. There we go. Stream came back. Anyways, guys, stream just died, but we're actually are going now. So I guess I'll catch all of you later. We'll be back tomorrow, same time as always, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, is there a Discord for what? For this game? Yes. I actually forget what this game's Discord even is, though, off the top of my head. Does anyone know what this game's Discord is? If anyone has a link, please post it for Toby. I actually forget what it is. But if anyone has that on copy paste or has it available, please paste that. Because I know there's one specifically for Gems of War. There's a couple different ones. Like every single guild has their own. But Gems of War has like a, you know, like a normal one that goes across the entire game. But anyways, we'll be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be covering the event video soonish, or, you know, when we can. And going over all the things that are happening this week. Other than that, I guess I will see all of you later. Don't forget you still have a few hours left if you want to go do the Gnome event. Actually, you have 5 hours and 25 minutes left, as that timer says, because that timer also happens to run at the exact same time as the event. So you have that long until to go to the Gnome event if you still want to go farm, explore, and stuff like that, or challenges. And I will catch all of you later. Thanks for stopping by. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and we'll be back tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone!